this isn't the first time the title race has gone down to the wire. It's actually happened on 9 different occasions, each one with its own individual story, chaotic moments. So I'm going to give you the list of each time the Premier League has been decided on the final day. I'm going to go in order from oldest to the most recent time it has happened. So just to give you guys some, context, and who knows, maybe there'll be a 10th one added to this list this year. But yeah, let's begin with number 9. 1994 to 1995, Blackburn Rovers were the winners. The runners-up were Manchester United. The 1994-95 season was the culmination of a rivalry that had been brewing in Lancashire for a couple of seasons. Blackburn had been taken over by local businessman Jack Walker and had begun to threaten to win titles in the seasons that followed. Man United, on the other hand, were the dominant force in the Premier League, as they had won the first 2 editions of the competition in 1992. Blackburn were powered by, at the time, the most expensive strike force in English football, as they boasted Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton. It was a formidable partnership that scored a combined 49 goals in the 1994-95 season. This was 61% of Blackburn's total goal tally in the league. Blackburn had gained what would turn out to be an unassailable lead heading into the final day, as despite losing to Liverpool, they won the title thanks to United's inability to overcome West Ham. This was the Riverside's peaks in the Premier League, as their decline began as soon as the next season started. United meanwhile moved on from their ageing players and promoted youth, notably from the class of 92. In the end, Blackburn won the league by just 1 point, finishing on 89 points, with Man United on 88. Number 8. The 1995-96 season. The winners, Manchester United. The runners-up were Newcastle United. United's injection of youth proved to be the correct decision the season after they lost the title on the final day, because this time around they won the title on the final day, ending Newcastle's hopes of winning a Premier League title. Players such as David Beckham, Gary and Phil Neville, Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes filled the holes left by the departure of Paul Ince, Mark Hughes and Angelo Kancelski. Newcastle had a busy summer, signing players like David Ginola and Shaka Hislop, with David Buddy and Faustina Asprilla being lured to the northeast in January 1996. The points gap between Newcastle and Man United shrunk and grew over the course of the season, with the Mags being 12 points ahead at one stage of the season in January. A poor run of form, however, saw the Tyneside club drop to second with 8 games to go. This title race also prompted one of the most iconic rants in football history, as, after comments made by Sir Alex Ferguson, where he suggested Nottingham Forest and Leeds didn't try as hard against Newcastle as they did against Man United, Keegan produced his famous "I will love it if we beat them" speech. One line from the speech, "He's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something," was ill thought out though, as United promptly went to Middlesbrough, won 3-0 and brought the title back to Old Trafford. In the end, Man United finished on 82 points with Newcastle on 78 points, and United finished 4 points clear of Newcastle. Number 7. Manchester United in 1998-99 season. closer and only added to a rivalry that would define a portion of the Premier League's history. Both clubs started the season slowly, and 5 games in, Arsenal were 8th, whilst United were 10th. Both improved greatly in the second half of the season, however, and occupied the top 2 spots from matchday 27 onwards. A draw between the two sides midway through the season, and an 86-minute loss to Leeds in the penultimate game are 2 moments from this season that Arsenal can point to as key times when they could have gained the upper hand in their fight against Man United. Ultimately, Arsenal were powerless on the final day, as United's win over the Gunners, hated North London rival Spurs, secured the first trophy in United's famous continental treble on the final day. So Man United finished on 79 points, with Arsenal finishing on 78 points. Man United winning the league by just 1 point. And as I said, that was crucial as they went on to win the treble that year. Number 6. The 2007-2008 season. The winners, Manchester United. The runners-up, Chelsea. The Premier League had to wait a while before its next final day showdown. Chelsea had a strong start, but it threatened to turn sour after Jose Mourinho left the club after losing his happiness. Avram Grant's first game in charge was a baptism of fire, however, as John Obi Mikel received a red card 32 minutes in, before Carlos Tevez and Luis Saha condemned to Chelsea what would be a highly influential loss. Chelsea only lost 1 more game that season, but United's vastly superior goal scoring, powered by the front three of Tevez, Ronaldo and Rooney, proved to be a major difference maker as they headed into the final day with a superior goal difference to Chelsea. All they needed to do was draw in the end, as Chelsea were unexpectedly held by Bolton Wanderers at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea had the misery piled on, however, as just 10 days later, United defeated them in the Champions League final in Moscow. So Man United finished on 87 points, with Chelsea finishing on 85 points. Man United winning the league by 2 points, and them winning the Champions League as well against Chelsea. So yeah, this season was just heartbreak for Chelsea. They came so close. And as for United, I mean, they were in the fight all the way to the end, but they did manage to win both the Champions League and the league. And don't worry, I promise, not all of these just mean Man United winning the league. Because at number 5, we have the 2009-2010 season. The winners, Chelsea. The runners-up, Manchester United. Chelsea probably feel that revenge is a dish best served with a Premier League trophy. The two sides had traded first and second between each other numerous times over the course of this season, but on this occasion it was Chelsea who had a better group of goal scorers. Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard and Florian Malouda, and also Nicolas Anelka, all reached double figures for the West London club. Meanwhile, only Rooney and Dimitar Berbatov were able to score more than 10 for United, and this clearly gave Chelsea the edge in a complete change from the two clubs' fight for the title 2 seasons prior. This was Chelsea's first title in the original post-Mourinho era, and was one of the battles in a rivalry that would come to define an era of the Premier League. Chelsea won it on the final day with 86 points, and Man United finishing on just 85 points, just 1 point behind United. 1 point behind Chelsea. is pretty funny, and I mean, may bode well for Liverpool because, spoiler alert, I mean, it'll be coming up in this video, but they were a couple seasons beaten by Man City to the title, so maybe they are going to flip the script this year. Anyway, number 4, we have the 2011-2012 season. Manchester City were the winners, with the runners-up being Manchester United. What more could you want from a title fight? An underdog beating their hated local rivals in a title race via a last-minute winner after all hope seemed lost only 10 minutes prior is a way every single football fan wants to win a title. City had not been champions of England during the Premier League era, or since the 1967 season, when they won the title at the expense of their hated rivals Man United. The similarities between the two title deciders are eerie, as on both occasions Sunderland were involved, and going into the final game both clubs were level on points. Man United did what they could in 2012, beating Sunderland, but City's vastly superior goal difference gave them the edge over their rivals. Though it looked as if United would walk away with the title on that day, as City found themselves 1 goal down against QPR with minutes to go. Edin Dzeko levelled the score in the 92nd minute, and well, you know what happened a couple minutes later. That is probably the most iconic moment in Premier League history, and Man City ended up finishing on 89 points, with Man United finishing on 89 points. Man City had a goal difference of plus 64, while Man United had a goal difference of plus 56, meaning Man City won the league by just 8 goal difference swing. Who knows, this year could come down to a goal difference swing, so but there is proof that it can come down all the way to goal difference. Number 3, the 2013-2014 season. The winners, Manchester City. The runners-up, Liverpool. For once, a title showdown in this list that doesn't include Manchester United. First placed changed hands 25 different times over the course of the 13-14 season, with Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal all leading at some point during the season. Arsenal actually led the league for the longest time during the course of the season, before a run of 2 wins from 9 games dropped them back to 4th place. Chelsea took over from them, but an incredible run of form from Liverpool saw them take control of the league with 7 games to go. With 3 games left, it was Liverpool's league to lose, and they did just that. Steven Gerrard's infamous slip helps Chelsea beat Liverpool at Anfield, before Liverpool chucked away a 3-goal lead at Crystal Palace. This allowed Man City, who had been steadily rising in the tables, to snatch the league away from Liverpool on the final day. Man City ended up finishing on 86 points, while Liverpool finished on 84 points, 2 points away from Manchester City, but this was perhaps the one which is most similar to the one we have this season, as we have 3 teams involved in the title race. This was really the only time where we had 3 teams in the title race, but even then, Chelsea and, as I said, Arsenal fell away quite a bit. Chelsea were on the outskirts, but never really properly in that race. But this was a very similar one, and in the end it was Man City who beat out Liverpool, so who knows, maybe that is going to happen again. Anyway, number 2, the 2018-19 season. The winners, Manchester City. The runners-up, Liverpool. This league Man City and Liverpool in the 18-19 season. John Stones cleared the ball off the line to give Man City arguably the most important win of the season. It would end up being the only game that Liverpool lost during the entire season. Both clubs went on an incredible run of form after this game, with Liverpool picking up 43 points out of 51 available. 4 draws proved costly for Liverpool, as City picked up an insane 48 out of a possible 51, pipping Liverpool to the league title by just 1 point. Man City finished on 98 points, while Liverpool finished on 97 points and still lost the league. Absolutely insane. 97 points and they did not win the league. Yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that is by far more than any of the winners I've already mentioned in this, which is mental. But anyway, finally, the most recent title race to go all the way to the final day was in 2021-2022. Winners were Manchester City, with the runners-up being Liverpool. 2 things are seemingly guaranteed in this list. A club from Manchester will be involved, and Liverpool will lose to the blue half of the city. Chelsea actually controlled the league for a stint in the early stages of the campaign, but big winning streaks for City and Liverpool saw them return to familiar positions in the league table. It was during Liverpool's 10-game winning streak, however, that Man City dropped vital points, allowing Liverpool to completely cut what was a 13-point lead. Once again, however, Liverpool failed to beat City, as a 2-2 draw allowed the citizens to retain a narrow lead at the top. On the final day, City led by a single point, meaning they needed a win or to match Liverpool's result, and the title would be theirs. Liverpool went behind early to give City the advantage, but they quickly equalised. Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa actually took the lead against City, but the Liverpool legend failed to prevent his team from collapsing as they conceded 3 goals, gifting the title once again to the team that took it from him 8 years prior. So Manchester City finished on 93 points, with Liverpool finishing on 92 points, just 1 point yet again. Liverpool were from winning the league from Manchester City. So, I mean, those were the 9 times that the Premier League has gone all the way to the final day. As I said, I mean, based on that, don't know how much you want to read into history, but Manchester City have a pretty good record when it comes to final day title races. They win pretty much all the time when it is, and Liverpool, on the other hand, have an abysmal record when it comes to final day title races, especially when Man City are involved. Liverpool will tend to lose it. Arsenal, on the other hand, well, similar thing. I mean, they've only been involved in it once and they lost it, and that was to Manchester United. So, how much of that you want to read into, that's completely up to you. But will this Premier League title race go to the final day? I guess we're gonna have to find out. But hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video.